All right, so maybe I'll get things started. If you haven't already and you haven't seen the multitude of emails that have come in, there is public Wi-Fi. If you do not have a company phone, please use it. There is an event app and we encourage you to use it. You're more than welcome to find out more about our speakers. There will be a survey eventually. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, please download it. It's well worth it. So just a quick welcome. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is David Play, and I work in our business strategy group here at TMMC. But in addition, I'm also part of the wonderful board here that represents our Young Professionals Business Partnering Group. So to give you a little bit more background, the YP group primarily focuses on providing team members an avenue to learn, be, and connect more. And this can be done in various initiatives, but is intended to apply to not only the younger generation, but to everyone. So these include mediums just to interact with senior leadership, others in the company, the community, and develop as individual leaders and attend events such as this today. Through today's event, we truly believe that we're achieving all three objectives. So what is the theme for today's event, you may ask? 2 words: leadership, presence. So when I was planning this event, multiple people asked me, what the heck do you mean by leadership presence? And that is a good question because I had to ask myself the same thing. It's not simply the fact that you have a title, either formal or informal, but it's the fact that you have the leading by example quality behind you. So you are providing an avenue to learn and drive whatever you do and from wherever you do it. If you think about it, besides the fact that Wayne Gretzky is Wayne Gretzky or Michelle Obama is Michelle Obama, if either walked in the door pre-fame today, we'd all still subconsciously think, wow, they are a great leader. It's not just the fact that someone looks like a leader, it's how they are perceived as a leader. Meaning, you could be a leader just by acting like one, setting the example, and being mindful of what others think and how others feel. So, but the question that often is asked, how does someone act like a leader? Sure, you can dress the part, you can communicate well, and you can exhibit confidence, which I'm sure many of you here today already do. But what you'll hear later is that leadership is much more than just what's shown at face value. It does encompass how someone speaks, carries themselves, but further than that, it's about how you connect with others on a personal level. It's how you exhibit authenticity and how it's perceived by others, and it's also how you drive a leadership culture around yourself. But I'll let our keynotes go into more of that. So, for now, I'd like to welcome our company's leader, Fred Wolf, to the stage.
Thanks, David. So, lovely picture back here. Probably taken some years ago when I really looked good. Anyway, I'll start with my safety commitment. My safety commitment is I will commend and correct safety behaviors in a positive manner. Obviously, always very important that we reinforce our safety message. And it doesn't matter whether it comes from our team members at the floor or right from myself. It's always an important part of our philosophies, and I remind all of you that we should always work safely each day and look after each other. So in order for me to get up here and speak to you, I actually had to go through an interview process with David. And Dave, and thanks to that, I'm glad I got the job. I appreciate that. But I also appreciate we had actually an excellent opportunity for interaction. And I shared a lot of my thinking. And David, I thank you for sharing a lot of that, because in your opening comments, it's a lot of what we talked about. And I just want to echo, I feel very strongly about what David talked about in there, about the meaning of leadership. And I want to say, I think I started our conversation with what leadership is not. And it's not about title. I always say respect title, but just because you have title doesn't mean you're a leader. Leadership is about yourself and what you do as an individual. And part of the reason we're doing this today is And by the way, let me welcome all of you here, because we didn't invite everyone. Your management looked and decided that you should be invited here. So please understand, by just that opportunity, what we're trying to convey to you. We think you're the leaders of our company here, future leaders, current leaders, and we expect that you'll grow to be better leaders through some of these exercises here. It's not a promise, it's not a commitment, but it's really to call attention to yourself, but more importantly, what I call invest in yourself. And we're hoping today, by what we're going to be presenting here, it awakens yourselves and creates that you will start investing in your own development as a leader, because leadership is not about promotion. It is about how you can be a leader. I've been here with the company for 32 years. I started as an engineer. I had no intention that I would ever be the president of TMMC, but I did, each and every day, lead the work I was responsible for. And through that, people will follow you. I think you mentioned you earn leadership, or you gain respect that way. That's really the whole point. And how do you develop those skills? Because you're a leader because others allow you to be that leader. So that's enough of my opening comments, but I've got one, I think we've got one or two slides here, right? Top? There we go. So I will explain one item, why now? So there's a whole bunch of things really that are driving this. However, internal changes. We have a lot of changes here at TMMC. There's the obvious ones. We're launching the RAV4 in Woodstock, soon to finish Corolla, launch RAV4 in Cambridge, as well as a whole lot of other initiatives, all looking towards our future. And if we don't continue to change and change rapidly, we will be left behind. I've talked to many of you about the need for competitiveness, but you're not competitive by just looking at dollars and cents. You're competitive because your people, your leaders, do the right thing, and that's part of the reason why we're here today. Other change, retirement. We have a rich legacy here at TMMC. We're over 30 years old. But a lot of the people that have been the past leaders, have the experience, are slowly moving on to their retirement. It means it's time for other people to take the reins. It means you must understand our history, learn from our history, but take us to the next level. Those are all opportunities. We have demographic shifts. As I said in my picture, I looked a heck of a lot better 10 years ago. But many of you are either new graduates or just starting your careers 5 years into it. We all think differently. That's actually a really good thing. If we all thought the same way, I don't think we'd be as well progressed a company as we did. So it's obviously an opportunity for us to take that advantage and introduce new ways of thinking that demographic shifts bring as an opportunity to us. Finally, external factors. Again, we can end up being victim of some of these things. We can't influence them, but we can certainly respond to them, anticipate them, and be proactive. We all know about the competition that's going on, whether it's in our own industry or whether it's globally in the economy, and then the other things that we face with the trade barriers and things like that. They're all things that are coming our way. As I said, they're not things we can fix. They're not things that we can necessarily even influence, but they are things that we can anticipate, be proactive, and in many cases, turn it into an advantage to us. So that's why we're doing this, so people are thinking in the right direction, and then with the help of our guest speakers here as well as the panel, that hopefully all of you start looking internally on what else you can do for the company as well as for yourself and your own personal development as you grow up to be our future leaders. So all of you, please enjoy the afternoon, and I hope this is the start of a lot of ongoing dialogue as we continue to make TMMC stronger and better each and every day. Thank you.
Great.